Hello traders, we are getting started. If you hear me well, please put plus in the comments below. We are waiting for some more participants and getting started. I hope everything is okay. Please give me some feedback to continue our stream. As usual, let's wait for several minutes and we will start our educational stream, the very first stream. Hope it will be very informative and very useful, especially for beginners. Please make some activity in comments below and some feedback about quality of video and the quality of sound. Okay, let's wait for 1 minute more. Okay, great. While we are waiting, please share your last week trading experience. Did you manage to stay in profit? Okay, let's start. Hello everyone, we are starting our educational stream devoted to the CScalp trading through CScalp trading platform. The topics of our today's stream are the following. We first talk about styles of trading, then about the terminal itself, CScalp trading platform. We will talk, of course, about CScalp settings, risk management, trader's diary, and finally, I will answer all your questions. Okay. I want to start from trading definition, I think, and other boring stuff. As if you are here, you probably know what is trading. But let's start from trading styles. First of all, investment style, most conservative, as you see in this table, low risk, lower and medium profitability, no leverage as you are trading in spot, and medium and long-term period. It takes much time to have profit. So finally, medium and high capital demanding. You need much more capital rather than in futures trading to get sufficient profit in investments, because you have no leverage at all. Minimum time spent for analysis and low trading control. You just analyze, you buy something, and you forget about this. Positional trading. when we are talking about positional trading, we mean medium profitability, middle term trades with medium risk and low leverages, or with no leverages at all. High control of trades, because we need to control what's happening, some new data, and so on. Finally, low capital requirements, especially in those cases when we use leverage. And finally, scalping, what we will be talking about. Risky trading, however, it's about extremely high profits, requires mastering psychology and risk management. The system of risk management should be flexible here, and when we add good risk management here and strong emotional control, we get the most profitable and fast style of trading. That's why we teach you scalping and devote our stream to this style of trading. And what we are trading through. We use special high accuracy soft, namely CScalp, made for scalping, and the core advantage of such terminal is high speed of orders execution, useful working space, where you monitor three most effective aspects for scalping, namely clusters, market history, and order book. High accuracy terminal almost eliminates any risks of squeeze and lags. That is extremely important for scalping. That's why trading through our terminal is much more effective and advantageous rather than using just web version of trading terminal, for example in Binance. Let's consider the main functionality. So when we are talking about the CScalp working space, we go deeper, and every time we watch, analyze, or trade an instrument, our working space consists of two order books, spot order book and future order book. Usually spot on left and futures on the right. Spot is a basis, and futures, being a derivative instrument, always follows the spot with more or less volatility. We watch both. It's very important. Let's go deeper. Each part, spot and future zone, consists of three main elements that you see on the screen. First, second, and third. I just would like to see the comments. I'm very interested, but absolutely busy now. Yes, you will be able to see this stream. It will be saved, so you will be able to see it again. That's why we are making this, so it's not a problem. You are welcome. Okay, we're getting further. Let's start with the first element, clusters. We have, as I said, clusters, market history, and order book itself. The first, clusters. Clusters imply the history made by market within the chosen time frame. In this part, we accumulated. In this part, we have accumulated volume and delta here. In accumulated volume itself means how many contracts were executed within 5 minutes. Here we can change the time frame. Each column means 5 minutes in this case. However, pressing right button, we can change it to 15 minutes or 1 minute, but usually we use 5 minutes time frame. So each column means 5 minutes. Here you can see the time, for example, 15:45, 15:30, and so on. Okay. Wait a minute, I will check your comments. Okay. So, what we were talking about? We were talking about cumulative contracts, cumulative volume here, and delta. Cumulative volumes mean that this is the sum of all the contracts that were executed within 5 minutes, namely this column. Buyer's contract plus seller's contract accumulated. Below here you see the delta. Delta shows the difference between buyer's contract and seller's contract. Okay. And showing the difference in delta, we see who is winning now, whose contracts are prevailing. I mean sellers or buyers, depending on the color. A red color, sellers are gaining momentum. Green color, vice versa. Point of control is another very important thing. Point of control you see here as with the white frames inside the clusters. Point of control is the level where is the maximum volumes contracts were executed within this time frame, within 5 minutes. I mean, we treat the pile of box, I mean point of controls, situated in a row together as a support or resistance zone. It's a kind of psychological level, a resistance or support, depending on where the price is. For example, if we have price above this zone where we have several POCs in a row, it means that these POCs are a kind of support level for price. If we have the price under this zone is a resistance for the price, a psychological level. Okay. Analyzing clusters, we see what was on the history. How much contracts were executed at any level of price 5, 10, 15 minutes ago, and so on. We also should pay attention to colors of clusters. Red color, sales. Green color, purchases. Dark red or dark green mean struggle between buyers and sellers, but the color itself shows the dominance. If we have dark green, it means that this is a struggle, but buyers are gaining momentum. Okay, I hope it's clear. The next element, the second one, the market history, as an indicator of market activity. Here we see live trades occurring right now. And the more active the ticks, red and green rounds appearing here. Maybe you have already seen this. The more activity of market players is. So red ticks means that that was the number of contracts of a particular seller. When we see the green one, for example, 100 green, the green round with 100 inside, it means that someone right now is buying 100 contracts. It's quite simple. And finally, order book, the third element. It's one of the most important part. Order book shows us the limit participants. If the market history shows us market participants, this part shows us limit participants. Buyers in the green zone here with their limit orders on each level of price, and sellers in red zone. Here, for example, by different levels of price, people and participants are placing limit orders for selling, making that pile of huge limit orders all together. And finally, number 4 is about working volumes. Here we are setting up working volume. I will show it a little bit later. Here we can set up working volume and calculate it in dollars. It's very useful tool. And finally, fifth element is a graph button. When we click here, we show the CScalp trading platform shows us the instruments graph, where we can use levels, different time frames, and so on. Okay, now extremely important information. Let's make a short break. I will read your comments. No comments, okay. And we will continue. Great. Let's talk about the risks. The main risks in crypto scalping are liquidation. When your position is liquidated, most of all when you are using extremely high leverage. Critical loss when you are faced with emotions or shifting your stop loss, improper using of stop loss, and so on. And finally, squeeze, bad execution of limit or market orders. And there are main risks. So how to minimize all that risks? First of all, mathematical and compromised stop orders. It means that when you analyze the setup, you make this decision, you enter the market, and in advance you always should know where to place your stop order. Before entering the instrument, you have to know in advance where to put stop loss. This is the first thing you should know about your setup, where to put stop loss. Proper leverage use. Using leverage, we make a lot of, especially beginners, make a lot of mistakes. Please pay attention to leverage. You can switch your leverage here at Binance. I will show you at Binance in the sector derivatives, yes, derivatives, and then USDM coins. You can change, you can switch the instrument where in settings you can change the leverage with a maximum for BTC, for example, 125. So, for example, how it works, you have $100 deposit with no leverage. You trade with your own money. So where you can have 99% loss unfixed, for example, before liquidation. So 1% loss will cause $1 loss. But when you set 10x leverage, for example, it means that you deposit multiplied by 10. You had $100, you switched 10 leverage, 10x leverage. It means that you actually have $1,000. You have borrowed funds from exchange. So having 100 on your deposit, you can buy futures contracts on $1,000. But 1% loss will cost you $10. You multiplied your loss percentage as well by 10. So 10% loss with 10x leverage will liquidate your deposit. So be careful. We usually adjust the size of leverage to our strategy. The less risk the strategy implies, the more leverage we can use. No, I would say it in another way. The shorter stop loss we use in the strategy, the more leverage we can force. Okay. Be careful, please, with the size of leverage. The next way to minimize your risks, early position loading by small parts. We use 2 or 3 main strategies, namely, as you maybe know, breakout of levels or pullback from levels. To minimize our risks, it will come to you with the experience, and this is very useful way to minimize your risks, is to load in advance in your position. When you, for example, are quite confident in your setup, you're quite confident that the breakout will finally occur, you can afford early loading of your position. It means that you load in advance. For example, the price is reaching some level, leaving 50 points before the breakout, and every 10 points you load small part, staying in green, staying in profit, I mean. Not loading too much extra volume, not to cut off the profit that you are already having. So it's very important and very useful thing, but it requires good practice, because you should be confident in the setup. For example, you have already seen 3 touches of the level. You already know that the 4th touch will probably cause the breakout, and the BTC simultaneously coincides. This trend coincides with your analysis of the instruments where you wait this breakout. And finally, emotion control practices. This is the most important thing in scalping. It's all about emotion control. If your knowledge is about 30 or 40% of success, emotional control is about 60%. So it will come to you with practice. Okay. The next stage is settings of the CScalp. Just a moment. Let's see the terminal itself. Do you see this? Please give me some feedback. Could you hear this? Just a moment. Great. As I have already said, we have on our working space, we have two elements, spot in this zone and futures in this zone. And each of the elements consists of three elements as well. Clusters here, market trades, history, and the order book itself. From the first side, it looks complicated, but it will be very easy for you in several hours of practice. Believe me. Okay. Let's start with the core parameters. Here we open settings just to set up the order book. The first that we choose here in trading server, stop loss and take profit location. It's extremely important because when you are quit trading and you leave some orders, it's important to be executed on server, because if you leave and close the trading platform and choose application, with closing the application, all your stop losses and take profits will be cancelled. So it's extremely important. In order book here, extremely important thing, I will open another instrument with bad settings. I will show you. Just a moment. Just a moment. Okay, something like that. I will show you. For example, in order book, we should always pay attention to those three parameters: amount bar, filled at, large amount, and large amount too. Setting these parameters, we stipulate what amount of contracts will form the reliable amount of limit orders. It depends. It always depends on the market activity. For example, let's put one. One contract now is extremely high for this activity, and one contract, for example, is considered as very strong amount of limit orders. It's false, of course. For example, we will make 1 million. Now we see that this is too much. Our mission is to make it quite readable. We see that 30,000 is much better. Let's, for example, make 50,000 or 15, for example. Here we see that it's quite readable. Large amount we just multiplied by 2. and large amount too, multiplied again. It means that the limit order of 60,000 contracts will be colored with another color, and it will be very strong and very reliable. For example, it will be useful for us to see what strategy we will be using trading this instrument. Breakout or pullback from this limit order. Okay, let's going further. Ticks. We are talking about this zone, ticks green and red ticks. I prefer not changing this parameter because putting, for example, 1000 or 30, for example, we filter out all the ticks that are lower than 30. I do not recommend do this because we will be facing with such things like algorithms and robots, automatically programmed tools that are making trading operations, and we will have to be able to identify them. So if we filter out some ticks, there will be a problem for us to detect them, because how we can detect them? The robot usually pull to the market the same amounts of contracts, for example 100, 100, 100, 100 many times, but sometimes it could pull for example 100 contracts by 8 contracts, for example. So it will be divided by a very small and a row of different, like this, for example, you see 40, 40, 40, 40. It doesn't mean that this robot and or algorithm is strong enough, but I do not recommend filter out something, because we can miss something very important. Okay, clusters. Here we, just a moment, here we should done like this to reduce amounts from 1000. It will be much more readable. So let's try to find the average amount, for example 1 and 2k, 1 and 8k, a half a thousand. So I think it will be 800, for example. Okay, it will be too much. Okay, let's try 1000. It's okay. At least we see the colors. About the general, that's okay. We choose both selectors. In order book, we also show ruler. It's very important for placing stop loss. Here you see the percentage from the price and the projection to the cluster zone. Finally, we can change the scale of the depth of our order book. Please press H with left button of your mouse, or sorry, with scrolling. For example, scrolling up, you will making it less deeper, and otherwise with the 0 here you almost make empty order book. I recommend using for example 15 for UNFI USDT to make it just readable finally. Now we have make all the working space readable, so you can practice and set the parameters for several 3 or 5 order books to make it readable and workable. Okay. I will check your comments. Just a minute. Will this video be on record? Yes, it will be recorded, it will be available, and you will be able to see this again. Because there is a huge pile of information, it's quite difficult to understand it from the first sight. So I think it will be reasonable to watch it again. Okay, let's talk about the main functionality. I mean, making orders and so on. For example, we can enter markets in 2 ways. We can enter by the market, just entering the price where the price is, I mean in spread. I just forgot to tell you that usually I personally prefer in settings, the hotkeys. Concerning the hotkeys, commonly we use, for example, for buy at market and sell at market, just up and down bottoms, just to make it very simple and intuitive. Other hotkeys you can switch as you want. For example, reverse the position R when you are standing, for example, 10 contracts long. You understand that situation is changing and you just want to reverse your position. You just press R and you have 10 all the same volume but in short. Another very important hotkey, V, to place the limit order in connection with your left mouse button, and C, placing a stop order or take profit. Order book, close a position at market price, backspace, but I usually prefer not to enable this because these commands will close all your positions, including spot, including other positions on other tabs. Okay. Here you can create tabs. For example, you can also add workspace and to move it, for example, to another monitor. Here you can add tab. For example, add order book. On the left side, we will put 1 inch, and so it's about spot working space. Yes, we need a futures one. We add another order book, and here we choose USDT futures, here spot, and here we choose USDT futures. 1 inch USDT. After we have chosen the instrument, we are starting setting up the parameters as I already shown. Here we can set up the working volume. For example, you have $100 deposit, and you just can set up all their parameters here, several working volumes according to leverage usage. For example, we put 100 and input in dollars. Here it will be 146 lots. Then we put, for example, 2x leverage, $200, and we have 293, and so on. 10x leverage, it means $1,000 input in dollars. Don't forget, 1,469. That's how it works. It's quite useful tool. Okay, let's try to place limit orders and enter by the market. We can enter by limit orders and we can enter by market. For example, if I want to enter right now, because I really prefer the price that we have now, I would like to buy, for example, 14 contracts. I choose 14 contracts and put up. Okay, I just entered the market by the market, entered the position by the market. If I see, for example, if I want to, for example, to place a stop order, I make it. I press C plus a left button of your mouse. Please pay attention that stop loss take profit will be displayed here. So now we can do this. For example, I would like to place stop loss somewhere here and take profit, the same situation, somewhere here. So as soon as the price reaches this level, the stop loss will be executed and I will be closed with a little loss. And otherwise, if the price execute this level, I will be closed in a profit by take profit. Okay, let's, for example, make the trailing stop. I put stop loss in the break-even point. At this point, I will make profit anyway, because even if my stop loss will be executed, it will be already in profit. Okay, I think it's not a problem. Another situation when, for example, I would like to enter the market by limit order. For example, I am waiting for price to go down. I open graph here and I made some analysis and I see that the price is going down, and after some level the price will reverse back again from the 67.17, for example. Here I am putting buy limit order for 14 contracts again, using V plus left button of your mouse. The same thing I do when I would like to sell by limit order. I choose the price. Let's close this order. It's making me profit more than 0.3. Okay, you just saw how I was closed by stop loss, but not in loss, but in profit, because I used trailing stop. So, for example, I have placed 14 contracts limit order to buy, and then the same to sell. As soon as price reaches this level, my position to sell 14 contracts will be opened. And in the same way we can place stop loss and limit and take profit. Everything is very intuitive and very simple. Okay, just a moment. I will check for your comments. Sorry, I used another template. It should be this one. However, we have already complete this topic, I think. So let's move further. Now I would like to show you extremely useful service, the free traders diary from CScalp. Here you also can use the screener that shows the most volatile instruments, just to make it easy to select the instrument before your intraday trading session. So crypto diary is extremely useful thing, especially for beginners who really need to control themselves, to analyze their trades, and every respectful and professional trader usually use this tool in order to analyze the previous trades. It's quite simple to use. You just connect your secret key and your secret and both API keys. So finally all the trades are displayed here by each price on each date. So here you can, for example, see some details. I have several weeks of small losses. However, the good trader is not those traders who close every setup in green, but who can follow the risk management, closing several or many trades in a row in red, but finally withstanding all this pressure and emotional storm, he withstand this and finally make the great one good trade and compensate all these losses. For example, we would like to know the details of the trade made on 2002 with the instrument seller USDT on Binance, where we got 1.21%. Here we see the price, the fee price, and let's watch some details. Here with these rows, you see the entry points where I entered the position. With these rows, you can see where you closed this and some other details, how you bought it and how you sold it. So all their links will be provided under this video, all for CScalp, free trading platform for our English-speaking chat and channel, with the channel with very good setups, where you can get really good setups that are working out very good, published by professional traders, and You can also use screener to find some situations. And finally, I think we have completed the most important topics. So let's move to the last part. Your questions. I will try to answer your question if there are some questions. And the next time we will be talking about strategies. Please watch our stream. So I repeat again that this stream will be available Alexander, didn't quite understand how clicking on the order book works. Can you describe it step by step? Like first you click on order book and order book is placed. Then you click C plus B and what happens? Okay, for example, let's look again. Do you hear it? Do you see that? This? For example, if you want to place a limit order, just for example, to sell 4 contracts or 14 contracts, you would like to enter short position somewhere here. You just press V, C here, stop order, and you press right button just to sell 14 contracts. If you would like to buy 14 contracts, you place in any way, in any place, you put the same V plus left. If, for example, the price executes my 14 contracts, here the long position will be opened, and as soon as the price reach this level, that contracts will be closed in profit. Or, for example, I will open the position here, and I would like to just partially close the position, for example, the half of this position. 14 contracts will be executed. The price will go higher. I will be having the green here, the profit, and I would like to fix the half of this position somewhere here. 4 out of 14, for example. So when the price reaches this level, 4 contracts will be closed out of 14. It means they're partially closing the position. For example, if I forget that I have 14, I put 4 here, and 4 here. 16 versus 14. Finally, I will have 2 lots short. 2 lots opened in short position. Please be aware that, for example, the amount of positions you open your trade coincides with the number of positions of your limit orders. I hope you understand this. So, is it clear now? Alexander, I hope I have answered your question. If you want to sell by market price, you just click up or down. Up for buy, for purchase, and down for sell. What leverage you use for your trades? It's a good question. Is the question of risk management. I usually prefer using leverage depending on the strategy. For example, using breakout strategies, I usually prefer using no more than 5x, 10x leverage because you never know where to put stop loss. So in breakouts we put mathematical stop loss, one from 0.5 to 1.5%. So when we are trading, for example, pullbacks from large amounts of limit orders or round levels, we use short stop losses. So here we can increase leverage. When I see the really great opportunity for knife catching, for example, I really prefer using 20 or even 30 leverage, X leverage, with a very short stop loss, sheltered behind the clusters, POCs in clusters, or huge limit order amount. We will talk about this later. So I mean that the leverage you use depends on your strategy. Just a moment. Just a moment. Yes, I do not understand trailing stop. Trailing stop is the stop loss that is usually shifting after the price in your inside your profit. For example, I will show you. For example, we have profit in this zone and stop loss somewhere here. I'm shifting the stop loss after the price in a break-even point to make my profits higher. For example, it's very important when for example, our aims of setup is quite close and we would like to maximize our profit. We're just trailing our stop after the price inside the green zone. In case the price will execute our stop loss, it will be at least in profit, not in loss. I hope it's clear. If not, please answer again. Do you watch the levels on the spot or the future side? Do the future side make a difference to price movement? Great question. Yes, we can identify the levels by three different factors. First of all, graphically on the graph itself. Secondly, on the clusters. For example, we have something like this in a row. For example, on the same price, it will be more like a psychological level. And finally, we can define level as huge limit orders standing, for example, on the round price. If we have the huge limit order standing on round price and you project the trend line or horizontal line, for example, on this level, but on graph, you will probably see that it will be strong level in most cases. And finally, do the future side make a difference to price movement? The futures and spot are very similar to price movement, but the spot is a basic instrument and futures is a derivative. So it's like a father and son, and father is an old man and son is a very active little boy and very curious. the active instrument is more volatile. For example, the futures prices is more or less volatile, but it always follows the main direction of its father. I mean, the spot. As far as the spot is basis, it's less volatile, and the futures contracts are usually traded with high leverage, so there are much more capital in futures market. That's why the futures market is much more speculative. For those, for example, who already have some experience, just to make a parallel between futures trading and spot trading. If you see how futures, how the strategy of breakouts is carried on futures, you will see that there are much more manipulations from huge players, much more liquidations, because there are much more volatility. There is much more volatility, but in spot, the breakouts is much more stable, and the probability of manipulations is less. Quite lower rather than on futures market. So we are finishing in several minutes. If you have some more questions, please ask. The next stream will be devoted to strategies. Most of all, it will be about breakouts and pullbacks. From this stream, you will be able to set up most of the parameters, those hotkeys and extra parameters for making your working space much more readable or useful. You can find in our CScalp official website all the information you will find here. And at least by the end of this stream, you will be able to work with CScalp to make orders, buy market, buy limit orders, buy sell, making stop losses, take profits. Now you know about the risks that you could be liquidated on the futures, so you should be very careful. So if you do not have any questions, thank you for your attention. You really provide very good questions. They are not just ordinary questions. Really good questions, and very important. So thank you, guys. See you on the next stream. Where the access to the hotkeys? Here in settings, you will find the tab hotkeys, and in these tabs you will can switch between main categories. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Matthew and Alexander. Great. See you soon.